Good afternoon. This is JC, analyst is Oldest Living Hippie, and I want to bring you just how stupid Missouri is and how totally corrupt our governor, our AG, our lieutenant governor, our House, and our Senate are. Put it simply, politics in Missouri is run by corruption and the GOP. Missouri is definitely a red state. But here's what the latest that's going on. Missouri's governor, Mike Kehoe, wants to put $1.5 billion into stadium, the stadiums in Kansas City for the Royals and the Chiefs. Okay. And the sender of this email is Ben Samuels, and put simply, Missouri's plan is dumb. Put with more nuance, it's costly, inefficient, and a bad use of taxpayer money. I agree 100%. If you know anybody who lives in Missouri, please forward this to them so that they can forward it on, because it's just terrible. Here's what's happened. Mike Kehoe doesn't listen to me, and today he called back Missouri lawmakers for a social legislative session to provide up to $1.5 billion. That's $1.5 billion in subsidies for Kansas City stadiums, a new stadium for the Kansas City Royals, the baseball team, and renovations for the Chiefs. Those stadiums were just built not that many years ago. Fucking let the people who live in Kansas City pay for it. All right? As he says, Missouri should reject this effort. It wastes taxpayer money, provides very few tangible benefits, keeps the money from being spent more effectively, which is a low bar, because just about anything would be more effective use of the money. And he says, please forward this email. Well, I hope you forward this video. All right. And basically, here's the summary that's at the bottom. The people who live in Kansas City have already rejected by a vote public stadium funding. There you go. The people in Kansas City who should be the ones paying for this, if they want the new stadium and stadium repairs, have said, fuck no, we don't want to spend our money on this. So that's evidence that it's a bad vote. And the jobs being created by this bill would be less than 10% of what the governor is claiming. All right. And the money could be used for other things, such as teacher shortages, health care for children, functionally solve the budget crisis at rural hospitals, but instead we're wasting it on grisly stadiums. And he says Missourians know that the money can be spent better. So let's start with the baseline. Kansas Cityans were already asked to vote on the ballot measure that would increase their sales tax to support the stadium funding, and it was emphatically defeated by a 58 to 42% margin. Yeah, and Missouri has never really respected the will of the voters. In fact, we voted in the state of Missouri to legalize abortion. Now, the legislature is trying to put together a bill to somehow nullify that and make abortion illegal again. Think about that. That's what's going on. It's really fucking ridiculous. And so the governor, he's asking him to pay $1.5 billion. And it's just nuts. I'm not going to read this chart. I'll leave it here for a minute for you to read. And I'm not going to go on any further except to say that this is ludicrous. And if you know anybody in Missouri, call them. Ask them to contact their representatives or senators and vote no on this. This is just a total waste of Missouri taxpayer money. And I'm here to tell you, Missouri taxpayers don't get much for their money anyway. Medicaid is very low in the state of Missouri. Food stamps or SNAP, it's hard as hell to get on, because in Missouri you practically have to sell everything you own and become a pauper to get any kind of public assistance through the state. You just basically can't have any assets. So the state of Missouri just screws you if you need public assistance. You got to be dirt poor to begin with, or if you're not, you got to sell everything so you are. Anyway, this is JC saying fuck Mike Kehoe, fuck the state of Missouri, and fuck Donald Trump. This is JC, St. Louis's oldest living hippie, saying, "Pox some more, Jack. Keep on trucking."